film critic?
No.
Ebert?
Old guy?
Ebert, yeah, Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah. They make fun of him on the Muppets.
He died.
That sucks.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite critics.
Really?
Yeah, because he looked at a movie from the target audience's perspective. So he wrote.
So he kind of like went in character, so to speak?
Sort of. Like he understood that he didn't grade just a mindless action film like it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that get like 4s and stuff, but it's like, that's obviously not for.
Yeah, it's for what it is.
The general crowd. It's like for this niche.
You don't go into stuff. You don't go into like Evil Dead expecting anything beyond.
That's actually the exact whole movie series that I thought of instantly in terms of like people not appreciating it at all if they didn't.
All right, what did you put on?
2.5. Today's Deload, so nothing heavy.
Yeah, the new one's apparently pretty good.
I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah.
It's a remake of one.
No, it's a remake of one. There's no Ash character.
Gotcha.
They are making an Army of Darkness 2 though.
Army of Darkness. After, I think it was like Book of Dead 2, and then Army of Darkness. That movie scared the shit out of me. The one where he like broke into 1,000 pieces. I was like 11. I was so afraid of that movie. Oh, okay. We'll go wider for the first. Oh, my shoulders, dude. Can you do this where you can put your hand here and then take this hand and make them touch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Like I gotta work on my shoulder. Shit.
How can I? Like, look.
Yeah, I'm not even close, dude. Yeah. This right shoulder is like, all this stuff won't let it push
Can you
forward.
do the other?
I can do a little bit closer.
That's kind of funny that I can.
And then this guy's like awful. Yeah. I feel it too. This is trying to come forward to allow it to go back, and it's not. But I'm really trying to focus on flexibility, and I've had like amazing work on my legs, and I looked up arm stuff, like what you should be able to do, and I have absolutely no fucking range of motion. Like all this shit I've just never stretched out before, and it's like,
ooh, I heard that over here.
Well, this one's fine. That didn't hurt, and that's not constant. This is every time.
I hear that as well.
Yeah. This doesn't do that. My right shoulder's nice and healthy.
I don't want to use my knees.
Oh, you're trying to do a hip hinge?
Yeah.
It's easiest to do on a wall because you can think about attacking it.
I didn't want to walk behind you while you were doing your.
Oh, you're good, dude. As long as you're not touching me.
Well, it's always best to just not even.
That's infinitely better than when you started. There you go. Remember, keep the shoulders and the knees together. So you're just, yep, that's a hip hinge. The fact that it's lowering yourself to get that far back, that's a squat, son. You been practicing?
A little, not much.
That was really good just now. Your knees came forward, but they're supposed to, a regular
squat.
Well,
yeah, they're supposed to move forward a little bit, but you aren't, like,
before you couldn't even, yeah, you just want to allow your hips to be able to open up. So whatever your knees need to do that.
Oh. I felt my knees move, like more than they should, rather. Because, yeah, I know.
Dude, hey, like, I know that's weird when I squat, but think about flexing your butt and stuff, like going forward, because that always helps me, like, think of that. Like, I go, whoop, and then I go back. Because it's like, it's that same track. Okay. Oh, but remember shoulders. Shoulders width. Yep. Are you starting to feel those muscles? It's a lot of weird muscles you don't use normally.
Kind of.
It's all this that does that.
Like I kind of feel it, and
especially hip flexors and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can do a lot better than you started, I tell you that much. Before you were like,
it's so tempting to want to use your knees though, because that's just what you normally do. You're like, here.
Apparently not. Apparently you and me are like the idiots of humanity. They're like, sit back. I'm like,
that's just fucking workout people. If you tell the average person to sit back, first thing we'll do is like, ugh.
do you want to do the barbell?
Hmm?
Do you want to do the barbell? The bar at all?
Sure.
And we'll just bar placement is key. Oh. So hands, you can go as wide as you need to early on.
So I think.
Or you want to do low or high?
High.
Okay. High essentially. Here, if you come forward. This is your traps. You want it at the bottom, pushing against. So essentially that. You don't. If it's hitting your spine though, you need to
move it.
Not only that, but you also need to retract your shoulder blades and stuff to make that flex.
All right.
Because it should be sitting on muscle, never bone.
Yeah, it's sitting on muscle right now.
Good. And you're doing a high bar, so you as wide as you need to get your ass between your knees. You gotta go way wider with your knees. Knees shooting out, 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 out. That looks really fucking good, dude. That is so much better than when you started. Out, out, out. Just constantly think about out. More than anything else, just knees out. That looks really good. We're gonna have to correct your ankle issue though, because.
Oh yeah, twist my ankle. Not twist my ankle, but screw in my feet and.
Yeah, see, there's so much weight on the inside of your ankle that I'm looking at.
Put this up.
Yeah, put that up and like just get out from underneath it, and then put your feet down. Like, do you understand what I'm saying by where your weight's at? Do you start to feel it now?
No, I don't feel it because I don't know. I guess that's not enough for me to feel anything. But
yeah, okay. So look, if I like drag my foot in like this, and this one, do you see where the weight's at? How it's like here?
Yeah.
That's bad. So I want to get my foot, and then I want to think about external rotation. So now you can even see that the weight is in the middle of my, it's right here. It's in the middle of my foot.
Well, what's weird is like, I don't have an ankle, apparently.
No, you do, it's just, I had this, but I don't know how I fixed that. I had the same problem. I went back and watched all my videos, like when I first started. I'll start researching.
Well, I could check.
It's definitely ankle mobility. Like, remember when I was telling you about getting in the bottom of the squat? You're gonna do this to start. Do you see how the weight? You can even see how the weight is shearing against this bone right here, coming out like that. But then you need to learn how to externally rotate. Boom. You see the difference? From here, where all my weight's coming here, causing a lot of shear, versus boom, where it's now in the middle of my foot. There's nothing here. There's a nice arch.
I'm gonna have to look that up because.
Yeah, but what I was saying was the way that you get that is by trying to learn to get into, especially grabbing onto something. Like I love, like if you're in a door frame or something, because that's very unforgiving. Like behind you, so if your butt sticks out too much or something, it'll make you fail. So you're grabbing onto the door frame, and early on, don't do this. That's really hard on your knees if your knees aren't there yet. So just sit back, while grabbing on the door frame. Lower yourself, and you'll be here and you're like, oh, this is easy. And the closer you get it, the harder it is. But then start leaning forward, and you're gonna break up so much tissue here that's been like completely immobile. And you just keep bouncing, keep pulling yourself forward, work on this foot, work on this foot, and then do a test.
Yeah, I can already tell that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to do that. Well, it's good that I can do squat. I just need to work on my
That was so much better than that. That was like, you didn't do it last squats. The squat session before that you squatted, and that was infinitely better just now. And you can actually, you're getting down.
Yeah.
Like before,
flexibility.
You're like this.
It's because I was trying not to use my knees.
Mm-hmm.
So flexibility, for some odd reason, has never really been that much of an issue, except for my ankles, apparently.
I was like, well, that's good then. It's not even that it's a flexibility issue, it's just that it's never used that before.
Yeah. Which is kind of a flexibility
issue.
Because you don't build up the...
You'll start activating all that. I need,
taking away.
Yeah, I need a 10 and a 5. So it's 95, 115, 120, 125. Should be able to get a bit tighter now. Yep, it's time for you.
So it's not even a uniform for work, a hoodie and shorts.
No, I changed at work. There's a little closet by like Peter's. I changed shortly before I need that. I have to wear very nice clothes at work.
You're actually cutting back on that kind of in a lot of places.
Well, we are a government, private sector, not private sector, privately owned, I guess.
You're a government contractor, private sector work.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, because we're a service within that, we're not technically the same company, we have to be very different standards, too. Like, I get jeans on Friday, we're not allowed to do that type deal. Which sucks because when you're doing, like, a lot of manual labor shit, it's really nice to wear jeans instead of really nice fucking pants. But whatever.
When do you go on your vacation?
May 6th.
Right.
But I'll be here till the 9th. I'm cutting now too, so I can look sexy. And then back to bulk. You want to get it to go?
Sure.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't. Well, no, I was saying out because I started moving my knees in at first.
Yeah. There you go. Don't look down. Do one more, but look on like a fixed spot.
Well, I was trying to look at my ankles.
Yeah, and your legs are going crazy too, trying to figure out what's going on.
Ew.
You want to start like being able to tell where your body is at in relation to a fixed object. That's the best way without physically looking.
Well, it wasn't where my body was, it was my ankles. I was trying to see if I could see while I was doing the movement. Exactly.
Like I said, it's literally, and I'm almost positive I read this too, it's a collapsed ankle is what it is. The ankle is made to, like just like your wrist, is made to go like this, and then it bears the load on all of it. With this, you're just shearing everything this way.
Yeah, so I was trying to see.
Does that, can you like put weight, like say 60% of your weight or whatever on your foot, and then think about externally rotating and feel your knee out here and this part flexing. Do you feel the difference on where the weight's at now?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, I can tell almost kind of if I put my weight here versus here.
But and what we're doing is we want both, but you're only getting one right now, if that makes sense. You want it distributed. But we don't want it on the inside because the ankle's collapsed. We want it on the inside because it's in the middle of your foot.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely get there.
Alright.
And it's better to like squat light now, fix that issue, and then come back and add weight versus compounding a bad form squat. A 5 and a 2.5. That'll be 150. This is really nice. I don't get like super tired. Just doing 5 reps, 5 reps, and then done. And then stiff legged deadlift. I'm gonna try to go real tight on my shoulders. And I'm really glad there's a deload because my back and all that, I don't want to like fucking
Hurt yourself.
Yeah. I know it'll heal by the time I start up again. If I get the time. Okay, so another thing is like, actually I'm gonna try the high bar. Fuck. It just doesn't feel right.
Well, it doesn't feel right, then don't do it.
Here we go.
I think our heart's a little close.
Yeah, that's how I need to do that for me to be able to flex my muscles back there. Let's go a little better. All me. I want a low bar so bad. Why can't you roll it down? That was so easy. Even doing my air into my diaphragm and then pushing out, like, hurts on that.
Did you get good health insurance with the company, or did you not get anything since you're a per diem?
No, I get good health insurance, but I just never use it. Pretty much. Like if I want to go to a chiropractor, it'd be like $35.
Well, I can understand that health insurance not paying for chiropractic, but
no, I'm pretty sure they'll even pay for that crap.
fucking yeah, why not get your shoulder checked out?
Yeah, I think you have to go to. I don't think you can go directly to.
Yeah, you have to go to your general guy, and they can get an X-ray, and then if it's anything, they'll refer you to a specialist.
I just don't want to have shoulder surgery. I've been to this rehab shit has been helping.
Well, then maybe you don't need to do surgery. Like, and you can even tell the guy.
I don't want to do surgery. Just
Yeah.
let me know what it is. I don't know if it's like rotator cuff or if it's like shit over it. This started. Yeah, at first I thought it was my bicep. Like that started hurting, and then I realized it was from this shit pulling on it. So I took which this is the only reason I like. This is infinitely worse before. And what I did was I lay down on the ground, and I put the bar like this on my shoulder, and wrap this leg over top of it, and just mash it down as hard as I could, and just boom, boom, and then move down, boom, boom, and it would like stretch all that shit all up in there. And tennis balls, oh, I can get anywhere on my all of this right here. It always hurts when I put a ton of weight on it. But then you just sit there for a second, and kind of like releases it. That's probably why deep tissue therapists or whatever get a ton of money. That
Deep tissue massage, it releases the acid that's in there.
Because it's like your body naturally gets rid of it, but there's some times where they just turn into fucking knots.
Yeah, it builds up.
Ugh. I know that's what that guy did when he freaking put his thumb in my groin. He was like, let's just release all this. Oops. My pants got a little tight. I was like, oh. Alright, all done. You want to do the bar again? For 3?
No. I'm good. I need to work on my form some more.
Your what?
I need to work on my form some more.
Gotcha. Well, body squats are the shit.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
And they teach the squat better than any bar can teach you. Man, and like, I'm telling you, babies. Look at a baby. Anything it does, that's the way you want it. Like, when you pick up a baby, it doesn't go limp. It doesn't go like this. It doesn't go straight. It does this. It pulls up its chest really high and puts his ass out like this.
Ever seen how babies walk before they can walk?
Do that. There you go.
There you go. That's how you should start walking around work. What's up with Chase? Oh, he's doing what he's doing.
That's his thing. That'll be good, actually. I'm just saying, our physiology is pretty fucked. When the babies got way better.
Well, people aren't supposed to be walking around on 2 knees. Or 2 legs, sorry. The knees just aren't fucking made for that shit.
At 10 and a holy crap. Really like 10 and a half. Yeah, you're not supposed to make it. I can already feel my I can already feel my like tendons back there. This is definitely what fucked it up. Let's lift him with the back. This would be nice to get some blood there.
So there was a collaboration of studies, and it showed doing static stretches before working out is actually an 8% decrease in strength.
I believe 100%. And static stretching is great when you're not right about the fucking, because it's like a tear shirt. You're essentially doing the same thing. At the bottom of a squat, you're doing a full stretch.
However, dynamic stretches they showed were good. So like jumping jacks.
Yep. Or I forgot what these are called. I call them
Retarded.
ass kicks, but it's essentially just warming up your hips.
I think I saw someone call them toy soldier kicks.
Yeah. And a great stretch for the lift you're about to do is the lift, just light. Yeah.
This little thing is stretching my fists. So.
Quads?
Yeah.
It's stretching it?
Yep. Go down as low as you can. Go down as low as you can. And stay. And try and push yourself into yourself.
Like your upper body?
Yeah.
I could see that pulling on your quads for sure.
So
From your.
it's a stretch I'm doing since I can't really do those quite yet.
You're really. I mean, you're essentially at the bottom of the squat. You're just not lowered from your knee.
Well,
Your
it's
knee ankle
stretching my quads for stiff leg.
Oh, do you want to do that?
Not right now. Like
Gotcha.
that's the stretch that I'm going to try and.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of. I was doing too much hamstring, but now I'm doing hamstrings on days and doing a lot of it. Like you're not. No one is. Everyone thinks they're quad dominant and stuff, but you're not. Just work about it. Just because your hamstring's bigger doesn't mean anything. Like your triceps are gigantic for your biceps. Like they're ridiculous, but you need to keep your biceps up, keep your triceps in check. That's an amazing stretch too. For the SLDLs. And I decided that on all pressing days, in between each set, I'm going to do 10 reps of whatever kind of grip I want to do, or pull-ups or chin-ups. Just 10 reps. It's like the best way, because it's not super fatiguing. Like bench press takes a lot out of you. But like 10 chin-ups, or not necessarily 10, depending, or you can do like 10 lat pull-downs, just something in between, because it's like you're sitting there doing nothing, and like when I'm doing my accessory pull-ups, it's annoying. And the only reason I can't do like 30 is because my shit's just tight. So if you bench, there'll be plenty of recruits to do 10 more of those. So like you press, you pull. You do hamstrings, do quads. Lunges, yay. Did you want to do this at all?
No.
Because I can use a safety bar. Oh, fuck you up on some lunges. It would. what should I do, boss?
Are you talking about chin or?
No, so what are you trying to do?
Oh, lunges. I'm doing lunges.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, now that I think about it, on the front squat, it's always this, like my elbow's coming down. Because I can't, on front squat, you're supposed to be able to fucking do this with your shoulders forward. And that's like, as soon as my back walks out, it lowers. Everything lowers. I really didn't even learn how to stretch all that. There's a lot of taxing on your nervous system, but still taxing on your muscles. Yeah, I guess that's why you deload on this program. It's really just for central nervous system recovery.
Well, it's also because you work your ass off the week before.
Yeah, that shit gets, like when you do heavy all the time, but you just can't, because then I stalled, like seriously, my weight would just stay the same. I'm like, why am I not getting stronger? I don't understand. And then I just cycled one time and it was like huge increases.
Yeah, that's why like P90X and standing, all those things, they do the cycles because it helps your body work.
Early on, dude, I did not need it. I kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and it was like awesome. It was like newbie gains to the extreme.
Which is also where they get their money, is they
Yeah.
rely on people that haven't worked out before
Yeah.
to start working out. And
They'll see a huge change. And it's like that. They don't realize that to go from decent looking to awesome looking is like 3 or 4 if you're going to do it naturally. Granted, you put in any kind of compounds, you know, that changes the whole game. I don't understand why people like. I know why people claim that because there's a lot of money in it. Because you say, "Oh, this supplement did it for me," but it's like there's so many people out there that think like there's not one great physique out there that people don't want to aspire to that's not on drugs. Like there's nothing wrong with that. They just have no.
I don't know if Christian Bale and a lot of actors.
Christian Bale 100% steroids, depending on which physique you're talking about. American Psycho steroids. But he's just crazy. He has so much discipline to go from.
That's why I was thinking it wasn't anything. Because I know for some of the roles,
Yeah.
he did steroids, but
What was it called? That was nuts though. How he went from that to.
it was Mechanic to Batman.
Oh yeah, Batman. He was now Batman. I don't even know if he was. I think he just bulked really well and cut.
Yeah, I think.
I'm talking about American Psycho. It was different. That was not the same.
Which would fit his character.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's a hilarious video of Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah.
Murdering Weird Al Yankovic to that scene from American Psycho while recreating it.
That sounds crazy. Wait, why would he kill fucking?
Because Weird Al Yankovic made fun of one of his songs. So he said, "Try and make fun of one of my songs now, motherfucker."
I can't even see him saying that.
I don't think you said motherfucker. I think
Oh, okay.
you threw in motherfucker.
I was like, surprise. And I'm not saying, but the people that do have great, because there are natural out there that have great physiques, but they have been training for like 10 plus years.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah.
Like even Christian Bale, if Batman was legit, which I think it was, I think I remember reading.
I think Batman was, but American Psycho no. Because he was scrawny before that. Like he had never put on muscle before.
He had to do like his diet was insane, and he had the time to be able to have that diet and have the insane workout regimen that he did.
And recovery. And I know what's his name for Bale and Batman was on a lot of testosterone.
Yeah,
he didn't cut. He kept fucking bloated, and he looked sick. That back was awesome. It was so fucking massive.
Yeah, they really did pay well. I'm quite happy with it.
He was a lot more intelligent than I thought at first. Yeah, but in like the cartoon, in the comics he would just have a big drug issue. I think it was called
Venom.
Venom, yeah.
And I understand why they didn't want to bring Venom back, but it's such a big
part of his story.
Yeah.
Like the whole growing up on it and all that. Yeah. And he was hooked. That wasn't at all part of this story.
No.
At all.
It was just he was huge and he had that massive team.
Got hooked. His whole shit ripped
off.
I just got these sit-ups. Do you need this?
No, I was just sitting.
Can you move right here? I don't think I'm gonna do 25. 25 is whooping my ass. I'm gonna try 20. Man, I'm like, I wish I was doing lunges before. These things kill your ass, and the safety bar squat too, man.
Yeah, lunges are. I was kind of surprised that you never did lunges before.
You don't understand. Everything I was doing was so minimalistic because I was eating like no calories, none. So you can't do high volume or more than like 2 movements when you're eating like 800 calories. Because when I started all this, I was kind of doing a recomposition versus, which, like, I just didn't want to get fat again. I was like paranoid.
Are you done with the 25?
Yeah. Sorry, I know it's but I was afraid to get fat again, but now it's like cutting and bulking just works better. Especially just cutting back down to like under 10% and then bulking again to 15. It works really well. I'm using my quads way too much on that. Because you have to like lock yourself down. But if I could do it all over again, I want to be 215 fucking pounds again, all fat, but just weight lift my ass off until I couldn't maintain the volume with just fat I had, and then I'd start bulking and cutting again. I also thought when you went into a caloric deficit, that you lost all muscle, like
you lose
or equal amount, but it's technically probably equal amount, but it's LBM, it's bone, it's all this other shit in you.
It eats up what it has to.
Yeah. But
all that
stimulated, you can't stop doing heavy lifting. Don't do high volume, do heavy lifting, and the body responds to what it's given. Like, if it knows it's got to keep lifting heavy shit, it's going to try its best to hold on to that. If you stop that completely on a cut, it's not going to reserve as much muscle.
Which is where the Goku 3G step comes in.
Gotta train under gravity times 3.
Or under a decent amount of water. It's like 50 feet, I think, per G. So 100 feet underneath water.
They went into ridiculous shit in that show.
Yeah. Kind of went overboard with it.
It was a cool concept though.
It was like, at first, power level of 3. I mean, he was as strong as 3 people. That was a good deal. Then it got to like 5,000.
Yeah.
Over 9,000.
What was that thing he went into? KO Cannon. KO Cannon times 1! And it doubled his power. And then he's like, KO Cannon times 15! What did he do for a job? He was just eating all the time.
Who?
Goku.
Goku? He didn't have a job. I don't think he needed one. Didn't he win something in Dragon Ball that made him wealthy? Like, I don't think I don't think they needed money. And Bulma definitely didn't fucking need money. He could have just asked Bulma for fucking money.
Yeah.
I think they did something where they were.
I remember their kids ended up having jobs after they, like, that was way later though.
I think that was just because they needed something.
It was really depressing. It was like Trunks and Gohan had jobs, and they were office people. I was like, because there was no more crime to fight. Like, they banished everybody for 30 years. Ow.
They could probably come up with, be like, action stars or something. They didn't have to have office
Well,
jobs.
what's his name? Hercules? Or his name wasn't Hercules, I don't think. Oh no, it was Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan?
Satan, yeah. He was an action star.
Yeah, but he wasn't as strong as them.
No, he wasn't even considered the strongest human. Or, not human. Strongest non-forward magic user. They didn't really have a name for it in that. You were just a good fighter, and all of a sudden you could shoot spirit balls at your game.
Yeah, like Vidal for some reason.
Cramp. In the quad. Can't pee underneath. Good job, mate.
Yeah.
That hit way more than usual. Ow. You can do that on the ground too. Just cross this leg over while you're sitting, and then try to push this leg towards you. It's amazing on your ass. It really is. Fire. If you're looking for a quad stretch, it's this guy. Plus, you stretch all your, which I think is what's tight on you right now. I don't know how to say it. It's PSOAS. So it's
Bias, I guess. I have no idea.
yeah. There's some shit after it if you're trying to talk about the group. But for fuck.
Well, just PS normally would be pronounced as an S. The P is silent, just to fuck with you.
The chiropractors do then call that release. It's amazing. Yeah, I need to go do that again. Because it wasn't just one time. I had to go a few times, but it did, whether it was mental or not, it really helped my lower back. I really didn't want to go either because my mom was like, a dude's going to sit on you and snap some shit. Like, no.
Like I said before, chiroprathy is fine. It's just when they get a little too
Zealous, overzealous.
look, it fixes everything. It aligns your chakras, so you feel. So it removes toxins from your system. Basically, if someone says all that shit to you, it's just.
I believe the toxin thing in the sense of like you got some buildup and they need to break that shit down. That is toxin that didn't make it into your. Do you know what that's called, by the way?
What?
That you have a system that constantly flushes out like your broken down muscle, essentially.
No, because that's. I really don't know much about.
Okay, it doesn't go into the blood. Like it's
Yeah.
a separate system, and it's only one way, and that's the whole thing about icing things and all that. Like I've really looked into heating and icing, and a lot of it's bullshit. Like none of it's proven. And there's severe cases where you need to take down the inflammation, but most of the time your body does it way better than you can manage it.
Yeah, heating, cooling. So if there's too much blood on something, you cool it, which all that does is it redirects the blood elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because blood doesn't like being cold.
Yeah.
That's not really the reason why. But if you need to increase the blood flow somewhere, you heat it up. Anything beyond that, it's
this whole like, but I remember growing up, I was always told that ice and heat are like sprained ankle. But if an ankle's not super sprained, you need to leave it the fuck alone and let it do its thing.
yeah. But if it's swelling up, then
to the point, yeah. I'm talking about, like I get what you're saying. I've seen some nasty ass wounds where people like sprains and stuff. Where
yeah, if it's just hurting,
yeah.
You look at it and there's nothing, just leave it alone, it'll be fine.
Because inflammation's natural. Like when you work out, that's inflammation. That's your body going, oh, and then it says, takes away all the bad stuff. It's like, all right, repair.
And then, like, the problem with the fever isn't necessarily that your body temperature rises. Fevers are actually really good for you.
Yeah.
The problem is that you get so hot that it starts damaging things that it's not.
Like your brain?
Yes.
Instead of breaking down and killing the viruses and shit that's supposed to be doing. And why when I was like younger, I could have like 104, and my parents were like, I'd go to the hospital, it's like that. And as an adult though, if I get like a 101, I'm like, fuck, I'm dying. It's so much worse.
I don't know if necessarily.
Or if it's just mental.
Yeah, I think it's mental.
Cause man, if I like, I know if I get like a 99, I can feel it. As a kid, like.
I just don't think you're that aware of your body when you're a kid.
That's true.
I mean, kids are fascinated by the gag reflex.
I remember jumping into fucking spring water that was retarded cold just because I thought it was fun. And now I'm like, fuck that.
Jumping in is the only way to get acclimated to cold water.
Well, on workout days, every night, I don't know, this could be completely bullshit, but I find that if I get a really hot shower, and for like 5 minutes, just do my scrub and dub, and then 5 minutes of just fucking pure cold, I feel so much better. Like, I don't feel sore.
Yeah, athletes do cold water baths.
It's awesome.
They have hot tubs and cold water baths.
And I feel like, not disciplined, but I feel like it's more, it's like resistance training, essentially, just with like temperature. Or it's like, I don't feel, so cold doesn't bother me as much, or heat doesn't bother me as much. I don't know. Plus, when I take just hot showers, I freak out. So I take really hot showers. Which is probably bad. Well, keep working on your hip hinge and your squat. Those have gotten way better. Like that's crazy to me.
Well, it's going from